All right, Keith here. Brand new 2025 F750 cab and chassis, and I took the box. It's an auto crane box. We took it off an old 1995 International and completely rebuilt the box. We're gonna go through the truck, what I did, why I did it, and go through the doors, see what Jeremy has in each door.
This video is brought to you by Fortis HD. If you're looking for tracks and tools, you can purchase them at fortishd.com. Purchases from Fortis HD help fund these tours.
Start off with the cab here. All my trucks were always regular cab. Went to an extended cab only to give you a bit more room. The regular cabs, everything is jammed in the back. But I'm even debating on pulling this back seat out just to give us some room to put some stuff back here. In the cab, I did actually a decent amount of stuff too. We pulled some old lariat, leather lariat heated seats, put them in here. And then I was real smart and I went and ordered some waterproof neoprene seat covers. Went to go put them on and realized I ordered them with a removable headrest, not with the solid headrest. That's why there's only the bottom seat cover on. I got to pull it off and get the right ones. So like I said, the seats in here, nothing special, but you can't get nav in these trucks, and anybody running a service truck, you kind of need nav when you start getting into the smaller cities and the towns, don't know exactly where to go. So we had this Sony screen put in, Bluetooth, wireless, everything, don't have to plug it in. We had this outlet changed to power all the time. And then in the back here, we had this outlet here put in, and this is power all the time as well, USB power, because we like to use boost packs and they take forever to charge, but they work absolutely great when you're using them. We like them in the cab. They don't like the weather very much. So that's the inside of the truck and the things that we did to it. Nothing special, but just made it a little bit more functional. It's already getting a little bit dirty, a little bit oil, crap, but this is as clean as it'll ever be. We don't detail the trucks very often. So other things we did to the truck on the outside are this row of orange lights, the mount and the orange lights. I didn't like how you could look in and see the fuel tanks and the bottom seam of the bottom of the cab. So we made those, they come on with the marker lights. Kind of lit the whole truck up a bit. Underneath the steps, I put LED lights as well. They're attached to the interior lights, so when you open the door, the steps all light up and you can see it in the dark. Underneath it, we've got orange underglow lighting going on. Under the drip rail here, all the way along, we've got lights that light up the side of the truck, as well as in the toolboxes all lit up. And we'll keep moving down the side of this truck. This is actually an Atlas Copco air compressor that was built for auto crane. It came with the truck in 1995 with the box. I made a different metal frame on it, made some panels, got some auto crane decals just to clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer. It's a piston air compressor, so it's nothing special, but Jeremy that runs this truck does mostly diagnostics or pulling the big engines and transmissions out of container handlers and bigger machines. So he doesn't need a lot of big air. Original air tank, hose reels, didn't like them blue, truck's white, paint them white. Miller Bobcat 225. Again, didn't want the blue welder on the white truck, so we took it apart, we painted it white, got new decals made up. We call it Miller's Winter Edition. We threw some steps on for him so he can actually see in the top, or see the top drawer. When we were building this truck, of course, everybody, not everybody's made of money. Didn't want to go and break the bank, buy brand new absolutely everything. Found this Work Truck West drawer pack on Facebook Marketplace cheap, so bought it. And then of course, wanted to buy the matching one. So we bought this one, it's a Stellar. Just so the toolboxes match. It's a little bit dirty, that's about the only thing that was wrong with it. And we went and mounted some magnets on the doors for quick access to his wrenches, his pry bars. Up on top, he cut some foam out for his Milwaukee tools and some air tools. The drawers. Now this one's fun. Just miscellaneous stuff in the top of the drawer. The top drawer, safety glasses, knives, stuff like that. He does have his tools on it. He's been in the truck for a week, but there's still a few odds and ends he's probably gonna have to change around, move around, that sort of thing. Screwdriver drawer. Again, I see guys' screwdriver drawers. There's 400 screwdrivers in there. Let's be realistic, we use 5 or 6 screwdrivers. So he really downsized on a lot of his tools to be more realistic. We don't specialize in little Honda Civics where we need all these little tiny things. We work on heavy equipment. 5, 6, 7 screwdrivers, you pretty much got everything. Plier drawer, again, he downsized to just the necessity stuff that he needs. Wrench drawer, again, using some organizers. He's playing around with what the best way to try and organize a service truck. If you have any ideas, please throw them in the comments in the bottom. but he did put carpet in the bottom of all the trays, and he is trying different organizers to see if what works, what doesn't work in a service truck. Ratchet extension drawer, again, using some organizers, trying to keep them somewhat organized from rolling around and bouncing all over the place. I'm curious on how it's going to work out for him. I'll never do it, but I'm still curious. I don't run a service truck as much as I used to. Sockets, he already has more sockets than I even think you need. But he has everything in here. They're organized, they look good. So socket drawer there. And wait, we're gonna find at least one empty drawer, I guarantee it. This is his bigger tool drawer, bigger punches, big crescent wrench, pipe wrench, those odds and ends. Every mobile guy, every heavy duty guy will have a drawer like this, that it's just the drawer that the stuff doesn't belong anywhere else. Bigger wrenches, it's a big drawer for that. I usually keep all of my upper top tools in this drawer, but Jeremy wanted to try this route. The heavier tools, the heavier wrenches being on the bottom makes sense. No point in lifting it up over your head. So that's the main toolbox. That's the one he's in and out every day, all day. Tekamo's chart here, decimal point chart. We take a look at this a lot when we're trying to do drill point stuff, drill sizes and tap sizes and stuff like that. So all our service trucks have these on them. FortisHD.com, and you can get yours. I have no idea what's in this toolbox, so let's have a look-see. He likes to carry clear fuel line with him because we get a lot of complaints of bogging down. I just changed my fuel filters. We blew the fuel line back to tank, it's clear. So we'll throw a clear fuel line in just before the engine, and we'll be able to know if there's air getting into the system. So he does that a lot, especially on Bobcats. We do it a lot on Bobcat. Oil filter wrenches, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know why Jeremy has these. He doesn't change filters. He's usually on the laptop or doing something electrical. Crescent wrenches, chisel sets, brass punches, that sort of idea. Batteries, some electrical diag. I guess most of this is an electrical diag drawer, test lights, remote start buttons, all his clips, multimeter, that sort of stuff. So this is all his electrical stuff. Everybody has one of those drawers. Hammers, he's lacking in some hammers. I think we need to get him that orange dead blow with the soft face and the hard face on here.
Impact poly?
Impact poly, yes, that's the one, which I can show you again. I did a bit of a review on that one. Love that hammer. By far, love it that it has both sides. It's heavy. It's my go-to hammer. I've taken it on the airplane with me already.
Actually?
Yeah, I went up to Prince Rupert. Yeah, it was in my bag. It was funny. This drawer. This is kind of the drawer that you keep all your rags, brake clean, the quick go, you're always in and out, you're grabbing that sort of stuff. His toolkit's up on top, all of that kind of stuff. I think this is his new torque wrench. So that's this door, his gloves, some wire, bit of paint, never sees, rapid tap, move it. The brake clean, I mean, there's just, they're always just gonna be in this door, rags, stuff like that. All his quick go-to kits, cotter pins, which are already falling apart because the clip to close it is broken. Impact sockets, Procore. It looks like he actually uses them quite a bit. Another set of 1/2 inch, so this one's standard, this one's metric. This is the old one, but cooling tester, pressure tester for cooling systems, pump it up, see where the coolant comes out. 1/4 inch drive, Milwaukee set. And what's kind of nice about these sets is you can pop this out and take it with you, and not taking all that much room up. Left-hand drill bit kit, extractor kit, little 1/4 inch torque wrench. He's been getting a little bit into some of the smaller engine stuff where they want specific torques on specific things. Impact driver set. If you service minis and you don't have one of these, get yourself one of these to pop apart the final drive plugs and stuff like that. Impact driver, love them. And these are probably socket sets, I'm going to assume. Oh, it's top and die set. No idea what brand, but sometimes in the field it's not exactly what brand. It's not like we're machinists. We're not out there trying to build stuff. We just need to drill a hole and tap it or fix a hole quickly, that sort of stuff. So snap ring pliers, just a whole kit of snap ring pliers with all of them in it. Me, I'd put them all in a drawer, but some people like kits. Again, he does I shouldn't say mostly, he does a lot of diagnostics. He works a lot on the container handlers and stuff. So A lot of these tools that, you know, depending on who you are, what you work on, you might not want it in a kit buried in the back because you use it all the time. Jeremy doesn't use that particular tool all the time. You know, he's on the laptop a lot. He's, you know, running the crane a lot, pulling an engine, stuff like that. So he doesn't necessarily need the snap ring pliers all that often. So we'll move into the rear door here. We threw the welder up top. We've got the welding cable or the welding stuff in here. We got our cables, helmet, gloves, chipping hammer, all of that kind of stuff for small welding and generator, stuff like that. This is perfect for them. Through the drawer trays in here, these always come in handy. They're probably not even all loaded up. Electrical crimp fittings, always need that kind of stuff when you're in the field. I don't even know what he all has in these, probably half of them empty. Yep. That's the welding door, the welding torch door, and that's, there's that. So back to when we were building the truck, because it was 1995, we live in Canada, everything's full of rust, you know, 30-year-old box. So what we did as far as rust goes, we'll look in the back, but replace the whole frame of the service body, and then the bottom of every toolbox, and basically these sides here, right? And then I wanted the wheel well to match the tire, so we put the whole thing on the truck, put a couple lock blocks in the back to mimic some weight in there before we had everything bolted on, and cardboard template the back tire here so that when the truck was on and loaded, it would match, it would look good. So that's what we did there. Crammed everything on this side. This box originally had an 8,000 pound auto crane on it, and we swapped it out for a 10,000 pound IMT crane. And this air tank used to be mounted under the crane on the other side, where with this crane, it didn't fit underneath. So we had to move it over to this side. That's why everything kind of got crammed together here, made it all work. Years ago, we had this step made because, I mean, I know I'm on a bit of a downslope here, but to get onto the truck, we do have steps, and there was handles, and there's a step on this side, but I got frankly sick and tired of trying to climb up and down it all the time. You're getting buckets of oil, you're bringing parts in and out. So I had this step made, super light, super easy. It just clicks on there, it doesn't fall off. And you basically have stairs now up into the back of the truck. We get a lot of rain here, and I get sick and tired of my guys throwing rags in the back, they blow out. So all my trucks I make enclosed now. Back doors, I made the back doors, came with the tailgate, and then we had the inside Linexed. I was building this truck for Jeremy, and I asked him, you know, we're talking about what to put in the back. He's like, well, I like what my other truck has. Well, what does your other truck have? Well, it has like a undercoating, like a rhino guarding. What the heck? And I went and looked at it. It shows you how much I pay attention. I'm like, that's a fantastic idea. So we sent it out to a company here, had it Linexed. Let's see how that holds up, because everything else doesn't hold up all that much. Again, it's just simple LED strips of light all the way down. You can see lights up all the way in there. At night, the thing really lights up. There's nothing worse than you're loading up in the morning, or you're working at night, or you're trying to clean the truck out when you get back to the shop at the end of the day and it's dark out and you just can't see. You're fumbling over buckets and everything else. So through the lights in there, it tends to work really nice. So the whole top just slides open all the way. Forgot to mention, when I put the hose reels on, we wanted the hoses to run under the welder. So we put the welder on risers and ran both hose reels straight under the welder. Easy to get at the back here. You know, they're not hanging off the side or anything like that. So I have a Ram 5500 with a 5,000 pound auto crane on it. So I said to myself, I'm gonna keep my eye out for a 6,000 pound crane, 6,500, somewhere in there, find an in-between crane, and I kind of have a versatile from 3,200 all the way up to 8,000. This IMT 6625 comes up. And I said, perfect, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I messaged him, you willing to ship it to Alberta? He said, yep, not a problem. Let's go half up front now and half when it gets to my place. Oh, perfect. And then the trucking company starts dicking him around. He says to me, hey, listen, I'm sick and tired of this truck company dicking me around. Me and my wife haven't had fresh sushi whatsoever. I'm over here in BC on the West Coast. So, perfect, works for me. So he shows up at my place, trailer and everything. And I look at this crane and go, well, that's not a 6,000 pound crane. And he laughed, he goes, no, it's a 10,000 pound. Is that gonna still work? And well, of course it's gonna work, because for the price of a 6,000 pound crane, I bought a 10,000 pound crane. So yeah, so this is the back of the truck. Nice, easy, keeps it dry. Close this up. Super easy. Hitachi hood latch. Hitachi, John Deere, whichever. super easy to close it up. Threw a vise on here. It was kind of funny because when I was building this truck, everybody was laughing because, oh, let's put some underglow lights in it. Let's put these lights, let's make it look like this. And as much as I was building a truck that was functional, go out there and work, I was kind of building a truck to, something to be proud of, something to look at and like the fancy things. So I actually called around to see how fast somebody can get this thing chromed for me. Nobody could get it chromed fast enough, so it went on blue. It's the only blue thing on this truck. Here in Lower Mainland, a lot of our job sites are very tight. They're townhouse complexes. There's not a lot of room. I've driven service trucks myself for 22 years, never had a backup camera, but is a backup camera necessary in any vehicle? Ask yourself that. All the guys, all the people out there, oh, you don't need a backup camera. You're right, you don't need a backup camera. But you don't need a heated seat and you don't need massaging seats either, but you like those, don't you? So we threw the camera on it, and actually all of my trucks are getting cameras. And not for if my guy backs into something and damages the truck, it's the damage that he does to somebody else. So when we're in those tight spots maneuvering around, he can actually see what's behind us. And there's also a dash cam. For years and years and years, I never ran anything. And it's strictly for if an accident happens, you can pop the SD card, there's footage. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. Accidents are gonna happen. If it's my guy's fault, I hope nobody gets hurt. It happens, but it's to protect ourselves from those people that are, I'm out there to get your money, I'm out there to try and make it at your dime. Same with the camera. The camera is literally there, so it's just easier to see when we're in those tight spots. And if he bumps into something, hey, it is what it is. Bumper has a through, put all the chisel bars, stuff like that. Get it from either side. This door, I'm not quite done in this door yet. He puts his drain pans in here and he's gonna put his jugs of coolant and stuff like that in here, but because of the crane, there's a big hole. So when it rains, it's gonna get wet in here. So I have to build a shelf, over the drain pans so that it just keeps the water from going straight into the drain pans and filling them up. When I did this box, I replumbed everything from scratch. So all new PTO, all new hydraulics, hydraulic valves, everything underneath it. Changed where Auto Crane had these valves. Didn't like it, took up too much room the way they had it plumbed. So I completely replumbed it and rewired the whole box. Redid the tail lights when I did the wiring, make them look a little bit newer age instead of the old school. You remember the old rectangle ones with the incandescent bulb? You couldn't see if somebody was on the brakes or turning or anything. So we changed them to newer stuff. And so yeah, that's this door. Got a couple things still to do in it. All my other cranes, they're all tethered remotes, and wireless remotes are expensive, let's face it, okay? So somewhere along the lines on one of those chat groups, I saw somebody ask, hey, wireless remote, and I saw somebody say a brand called CarTech. Okay, so I went on there and I was poking around on that website. And then I found this one. So this is just the on-off. This is not a variable speed by any means. This is just an on-off. For what we do, on-off is just fine. I'm not trying to, split hairs with speeds and stuff like that. Hook it up, get it the F out of the way. I got an F750 that the box came off a 95 Chevy, and it had two of these drawers in it. And I measured it at that time and went, this drawer will fit in this box. One day I'll put it in there. So I finally got it in there for Jeremy. He puts his caps, plugs in there, small miscellaneous bolt bin, that kind of stuff. Test gauge. So this kit is just a gauge set. These are his fittings to adapt his gauges from whatever brand of machine, whatever style of hydraulic fitting it is. This feels empty. I think he's just putting kits in there now to make it look like he has more than he has. Nope, this is his, I don't even know, borescope, yeah. So Milwaukee borescope. That's a big kit for a little borescope. But that's what that one is. This is a 3/4 inch socket set, so nothing special in there. Definitely need them. They've got all your sizes of O-rings. 1/16, 3/32, 1/8. It's a complete kit. It's all in there. You're not, screwing around with this kit and that kit and where's this one and where's that one. So picked up a few of them for the service trucks. Kneeling pad. Everybody needs one of these. If you don't have one of these, you're a trust me. You 20-year-olds, all you going around, ask Tyler, ask Cam, ask, me. Right knee's I'm 42 years old because I didn't have a kneeling pad and I've been kneeling on this friggin' knee, working on everything all my life. Get yourself a kneeling pad. Next door, what's in here? Shelves, grease, 1-inch air gun, grinders, jumper cables. I'm sure he's gonna change this around. We're not quite done in that door yet. In here, torches, lifting straps, a chain rack in here. I gotta put a little bit of racking in here for his sledgehammers, his 3/4 inch ratchet. In some of the doors, I do have a couple wires hanging out still. They're actually for work lights to be mounted up here. Trying to think of what Jeremy does. Will he use them? Is it worth it at, you know, 200 bucks a light sort of idea? That's the 750. I'm gonna fire it up and I'll show you guys how far this crane goes out. So this pedestal is for the original 8,000 pound crane, and it just lined up and it worked perfect for the 10,000 pound crane. We missed the exhaust stack by about 2.5 inches, and right here, we barely fit our fingers in between. So it actually worked out just perfect. That's what I meant to do. I'll go this way. If you lift this up, put some blocks under there, you just jack the whole end of the back end of the truck up and you can do your brakes, you can change your tires. I feel like the swing on this crane's a little bit on the fast side. I want to try and get onto the spools and see if there's an adjuster to slow it down. So my 5,500 pound crane is only one hydraulic extension. There's no manual extension on it. So call it, I would say fully extended, it's almost as long as one extension on this. Do I ever have to extend it straight out? No, not necessarily straight out, but what's great about how long it reaches straight out is it still lifts a ton straight out at 25 feet. So right there, I can still lift 2,200 pounds and it's rated for that. You want to start kicking the safeties off, go until the crane folds, but the length is so nice. You don't have to park close to the machine. You can be way out there. So if we were to go pull where you need that 10, 12 feet of reach to get to the center of it, you know, you can park 6 feet away. You can extend it all the way out. But, you know, the reach on this thing, for me, is compared to what I'm used to for the last 25 years, this is a dream come true. That's the crane. The only downside is waiting forever for this thing to fold up. And I know you guys are gonna say something on there about there's no safety hook on the hook, so on and so forth. I have it. I haven't put it on yet. Settle down. Don't call OSHA. So that's the new F750. It's on the road, like every truck out there, just about done. If you have any suggestions or anything, things that you think would be a good idea for this truck that I haven't thought of, let me know, throw them in the comments below. Any questions or where I got anything that I put in here, because maybe I did something you guys didn't think of, please ask below.
Hope you guys enjoyed that video. To see more truck tours, click on this one. To see more service calls, click on this one.